We are live, coming here with a brand new Stir the Pod podcast show. I'm your host, Trevor, and tonight we are joined by Andy. Andy, how are you doing tonight?
What up, what up?
And we are also joined by Alex. Alex, how are you doing tonight?
Yo, yo, yo.
And we are also joined by one of the founding fathers of Stir the Pod, but I mean, some of you guys know, before Stir the Pod, there was BMFEP. Those days were just as more off the rails as now is. But one of our founding fathers is back, one night only, one of the OGs himself, Adam Meadows. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, you nailed it, Trev. What's up, boys? Good to be back.
Great to have you back. You know, I wish, obviously you were a full-time staff member, but obviously we just know you're busy with other things. NC's got you wrapped around the finger, so
we'll get into that.
I feel like I go way back with STP, but Adam does go way back. I do have
People literally forget that.
I mean,
Duffy, McCord, my boys. I'm gonna miss being in the chat tonight. To be honest, I feel like I'm cheating on my chat mob homies, but good to be back on the regular pod. So thanks for having me, boys.
Stoked to have you back. Absolutely stoked. And we're here with the episode 10 recap show. And let me tell you, best episode of the year, question mark? I mean, this episode had a lot going on. I'm glad I was there to watch it live. So pumped. And we'll just dive right into it. So first things first, Adam, initial thoughts on tonight's episode. What do you think?
Well, thanks for passing it over to me, Trev, first. Good episode. I think in the GC, we were talking possibly best episode of the season. I've seen a couple 9.5s in the chat. I think that might be a little bit of an overreaction. Don't want to armchair quarterback it too much, but I thought it was a pretty good episode. So no major issues with it. We saw the standard format, challenge, drama, elimination, standard format. So all in all, no complaints, but not my favorite episode. I'd give it a 7.4.
Wow, 7.4. Okay.
Pretty good.
Alex, tonight's episode, initial thoughts.
I liked it a lot. I feel like there wasn't a lot of wasted space in the episode. Like, I felt like you had something new every time, although I don't know if you guys knew this, but Amanda is a nurse and she does have a kid. I think we're still trying to verify that. But aside from that, I thought it was interesting. I mean, the challenge itself wasn't really even a challenge. It was more so just a way to pick teams, and we'll get into all of that. But I thought just, the fact that they made such a big shakeup in the middle of the season, and they're still kind of making up rules as we go at the last 5 minutes of the episode. But I mean, overall, I felt very entertained the whole night.
Yeah. Andy, last person, initial thoughts.
I mean, there's really no other ways to put it other than I bulged at this episode.
Wow.
I thought it was the best of the season. This has been one of my favorite non-finale episodes of the challenge I've watched in maybe like 2 years, let alone this season. This was exactly what this season needed. Halfway point. And what do they have? An episode 1 type of episode. They literally just hit the reset button mid-season. It was awesome. Like,
you're saying Apex Mountain? Is that what you're telling me?
Explain.
We'll get into that.
But think about it. Like, this is the point where the challenge seasons start to dole out, and we have to just grind through it. They literally just hit reset. This has now become like a 210 episode season as opposed to 120. And I love what they're doing. I thought it was awesome. I'm all in. What else is new?
So, I mean, you guys heard initial thoughts. Looking at the chat, we saw a 9.5. We see a couple 8.9s, 9 out of 10 rookie score with Finn. But, is it too early to call, though? I know it was a good episode, but can we ride this train, Andy? I know we always talk about this, the classic 6 through 11 scares. Is this a new sign that we've never seen before, that we're just, maybe, penstock to the moon-esque? Like, what are we thinking?
Well, kind of like what Andy was saying, like the episode itself was really good and it kind of just sets off for a whole nother chapter that we have for the rest of the season. And does that mean that the season as a whole, Spies, Lies, and Allies, is just going to end up being really fucking good? Even though we shit on it endlessly in the preview?
So I'm gonna zag really quick. I know I'm coming in, stealing the thunder a little bit, but the fact of the matter is we still have, and people don't want to admit this, one of the worst casts that we've had in quite a while. Think about it. We started the season with 1 million rookies and 1 million very mediocre vets minus like CT. All we did was get rid of most of the rookies, and we still have a handful of who's. Priscilla, Logan, I think Big T's around. She's a rookie, right?
Wait,
and then we still have a bunch of very mediocre vets. Like we got classic Nelly T and Corey. They're funny, but they're not, they're nothing to write home about. Tori, Casey, Josh, all the big brother havies. I still think it's a really shitty cast. So I'm not ready to say that this is like the GOAT season or anything like that. It's been okay, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
And Alex kind of hinted at it earlier, but let me go this route with you. Is this kind of like, we talked about the reset point, but it is realistically a completely different game now. Like, before it was the pairs stealing, whatever. Now it's like, almost free agent-esque, you think, and then now it's cutthroat. I mean, they're just going all over the place. Do you think that makes it better?
Yes, because it's gonna feel brand new. Like
exactly.
When I watch next episode, it's gonna feel like episode 2, not episode 11.
So would we want to applaud an early MVP not giving them, and hell, I would never give them an MVP, production for coming up with that? The past few seasons, we had to sit through 21, 25, 31 episodes or whatever it is. And it's the same shit every week. Them throwing this out here, it does change the game. I don't want to call it 2 different seasons, like in one, but I do like that route.
Yeah, I mean, Trev, that was pretty much everything I just said a couple minutes ago, but yeah, definitely.
I mean, is the delay that bad? Is the delay really that bad? Sorry. All right, so let's go right into the episode recap. And, the first way we got to start the episode recap is talking about the good old streak. And Alex, can we check the streak tally? Can we check her off the box?
I think we're up to 3 episodes in a row now. Bettina and Corey come in first.
Love to see that. Love to see that. And then after that, explain it to Trev, Alex. What was the whole – I mean, was there really anything going on or anything before we got to the challenge? It was kind of like the Bettina, Amanda, Priscilla kind of bullshit, but what else?
I mean, that really was what you just said was it. It was the bullshit for those 3 girls. And obviously – kind of like, because it was only a girls' elimination, I don't think we really saw any guys even early on in the episode. You saw Amanda FaceTiming her son. I mean, why she's not back there with him? Does she think she has an actual shot of winning? Who knows? But then they have like Priscilla and Bettina eating on their bed and like talking about their families and all that. And just like the most like random, like, why are we showing these scenes? And then, because it's going to come up later. And that was really basically all. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think that was all we had before the challenge, right? They kind of started the challenge early because of all the team stuff.
Yeah. Wasn't there a little bit of Logan and Big T relationship drama too?
Who's Logan?
Goes Big Logan.
Logan Reeves?
I mean, I don't even know if it's worth discussing, or maybe I have it out of order, but I know there was some down goes Big Logan drama in the episode.
God.
Sounds very auto skip-esque.
All right. So then let's dive right into the challenge. So we get to the challenge and we hear no more pairs and all that. And what are you guys thinking at this time? You like that? You don't? I know we kind of talked about it. I kind of know Andy's opinion. But Adam, Alex, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, the way TJ kind of brought it up was just the classic, like he said before the challenge, you guys are all individuals. And then the second you saw halfway through the challenge that there's 3 different colors, you start thinking like, wait a second, that's why this fucking guy didn't explain the whole challenge. I mean, I liked it overall, and we'll get into all the teams and everything that formed. But again, kind of just going back to what we talked about before, it was a shakeup. And maybe the producers wanted to do the shakeup because the rookies finally caught on to the plan that the veterans had for 8 episodes. Who knows? Conspiracy theory. And they wanted to just shake it up, make everybody on a team. But overall, I liked it. And the challenge itself, we'll get into. I was fine, I guess. But I like the fact that TJ comes to the challenge, especially when we end last episode, knowing that something has to happen. I think it delivered.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we keep going, I didn't think we would have 2 OGs return tonight. Boogie Brown back in the chat. Love to see it. Hopefully you'll be ready for challenge trivia tonight, if that's even a segment. We'll get into that. All right, so the challenge itself. Alex, do you want to take it from here?
I mean, sure.
I mean,
they basically have. The thing is, and Trev might have been making a frozen pizza during this part of the episode, but the thing is, the first part of the challenge didn't really matter at all. They all kind of went and got their sledgehammer. They had a checkpoint. They could pick something that they wanted to do. But we got to get right into, I think, the team selection. And I don't know, like, do you guys think, what I was thinking is we kind of do a 1-by-1 of the teams. There's 3 teams of 6 now. And as we're kind of doing it, as we're going through the teams, we touch on like the selection process, because the selection process was kind of interesting. Like you saw some guys waiting there. Some people, they were already decided by the time they got there. So should we just go team by team, who the teams are, how they showed up, that type of thing?
Yeah, blow us.
So of course we don't have a red team. We don't have a green team, a gray team. We have, what were it? Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And, I don't know if you guys caught it, but Nelson definitely, like, he said when he arrived at the checkpoint, he was like, oh, I'm going to be on the blue team. And they cut to him in the confessionals, and he's, like, enunciating the Sapphire, Emerald. Like, clearly, like, he caught wind that, like, those were not the actual colors of the team, and they told him what to say.
Sorry to cut you off right there, Alex, but behind the camera, they're just like Emerald, Sapphire, like cue cards, because he doesn't fucking know.
Oh, it took him several takes. So the pink team, that was the first team farthest to the left, ends up being, so again, each team has 3 guys, 3 girls. So let's talk about the first team, the pink team. It's Corey, Kyle, and Logan for the guys, and Priscilla, Emmy, and Big T for the girls.
Yikes.
we were all going there.
I mean, that team is bad, not in the bad that we like it.
I mean, that's got to be, and we'll talk about the other 2 teams. That has to be the worst threesome of guys and the worst threesome of girls on the same team.
We'll get into that.
I really think it is.
Well, I think
I mean, Josh is the worst. So I mean, if Josh was thrown in there,
well, now that Fezzi's out,
I think what really hurt this team is, I think the way it was kind of formed was, for a while on the episode, it was Corey was there, and I think Priscilla and Emmy. Like, those were the first 3 people on the pink team to show up. So everybody else that shows up, they don't want to go to that team. They see the other teams forming that are pretty strong. And so they just, like, you know, the talent goes away from there, and they end up with, you know, Big T and Logan and all those guys. So I think it was just a matter of how, like, who the first 3 people were, and nobody else wanted to go there.
Well, and here's the thing, like, after the team's said and done, Corey is like your, like, captain, leader, best player. Corey's a great number 2.
Yeah.
Corey is, like, I would say hate to bring this up, but I would say he's like T.Y. Hilton. If T.Y. Hilton is your number 2 receiver, you're looking pretty good. If T.Y. is your number 1, like he currently is for the Colts, you're thinking to yourself, oh, shit, what are we going to do? And I think the red team already – red, pink?
Pink.
I think the pink team found that out right away.
I mean, at least Corey's out there performing each week and actually has some yardage to everything. So I'll just throw that out there.
I ain't mad at that.
All right, next team we got, and I think this is the Emerald team. Is it? I lose track. I have no idea these teams.
I think the team in the middle. This is the other team that didn't win was Sapphire.
Okay, so Sapphire
was the blue team.
We got Nelly T, Ed from the Circle, CT, Ashley, Amanda, and Bettina. So pretty stacked team. I think.
like this team.
God, sounds like you like it. So why do you like it?
I mean, Nelly, Ed from the Circle, smirk. CT, goat. Ashley, bad. Amanda, Mrs. Fessy. And then whoever the last chick you said was, I don't know. It's a 6 player. That's your
Six
year. Yeah, no, it's a solid team. I'm a fan.
I mean, that team has 4 Ds on it.
Oh, come on. Andy, what do you think about that team?
I love it. I mean, I think the 3 girls are bad, and I love all 3 guys. Like, I think they're a great mix of, like, entertaining and very smirk-worthy, but also really good competitors, and they've got the go.
Alex, anything?
I mean, I love this team too. I feel like it's the Ashley and Amanda dynamic that, having them on the same team is interesting. And then also just the 3 guys on the other side. I think CT kind of said it best when he showed up to pick his team, and he looks over, and at that point it was only Ed from the Circle and Nelly. And he's like, I look over and I see like 2 sports cars get in, like they're a good team. Like they're not going to be able to go the whole way, but that's fine. Like they can do what I want. And so I just like that. And the do we think CT, Nelson, and Ed have ever, the 3 of them only, like been in a room together and like had a conversation? Like
No chance.
Do you think Nelly introduced Ed from the Circle to CT? Like, oh, like I can only imagine what that was like. Like this dude, he's got 4 challenge championships, man. You gotta respect this guy. Like that was probably what the conversation was like, and now they're all on the team together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, do you think he introduced them as, yeah, this is CT, this is Ed from the Circle?
Oh, come on. Wait, Ed's from the Circle?
Well, he probably didn't introduce him as CT, but probably Uncle CT, because apparently that's just a fucking thing now, which is stupid. But welcome to season 37 or whatever the hell we're on.
How many seasons has CT done now? Is he getting up close to Bananas numbers now?
It's they displayed it tonight, like under his name while he was talking. I think it was 19.
Oh, I might have missed
20
now. All right, last team we got is Josh, Devin, Emmanuel, Casey, Tori, and Nani. What do we think about this team? I would probably say this is like the island of misfit toys. Like they're just kind of like there. I just feel like this team is like not good, but not bad either. They're just kind of like, very similar to like an IU basketball team in the past 4 years, kind of, 500, nothing too good, nothing too bad, maybe getting a big win here and there, but that's about it.
That's giving a lot of credit to Archie Miller. I would say that they're well deserving of the bad label. But the team's all right. They're pretty well rounded with the athleticism and the brains, with the Devins of the world on the team. So, and Emmanuel might be pretty underrated. We might be sleeping on him a little bit. He's got a little bit of like, he's very Justin Herbert-y. Like he's the next up and comer. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at that.
God.
I feel like this team. I think the Island of Misfit Toys was a good way to put it. I think it's like a cutthroat gray team light. Like it's kind of like that. Like you have Sarah, Car Maria, Abe, like these just weird people, but they somehow make it work. I mean, Emmanuel has he's like a Walmart Jordan. We've talked about that. I feel like they don't have a whole lot. Like their worst players aren't that bad. Like I would say Nani and Josh are probably their worst players, but like that's better than having Bettina as an anchor or having Big T and Priscilla as an anchor. Like it's not. They're very well rounded, and I think the way that their team kind of formed, correct me if I'm wrong, was kind of. I feel like the three guys were all there first, right? It was like very quickly, Devin, Josh, and Emmanuel, and then the girls basically saw guys that they liked and chose them. So, like, I think Casey was there first. She saw Josh. She wanted to be with him. Nani saw Casey. She wanted to be with her. Tori saw Devin and Josh, all that. So I think it was like they all wanted to be with each other from the start. And, I mean, as of now, they're undefeated. They're 1-0.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great point.
All right. So then after that, what do we think? What happened after that? Anything big once we got through the teams?
I mean,
so what do we call them? Green?
Oh, I meant like besides that. I mean,
is the last team green, or are we calling it light blue?
Fake blue.
Yeah, fake blue.
Dehydrated blue.
Fake blue won it, and then TJ tells them, I think it was at the challenge still, he tells them that they're only going to be picking a girl. And then they go to the club, and do you guys remember anything that actually happened there? I don't think there was.
Wait, they didn't actually go to the club. That can't be right.
They went to the club for like 3 minutes.
They showed the club for a total of about 30 seconds.
El Club, yeah.
Nani looked great. That's the only takeaway I had, really. I don't remember anything else.
So then we go to deliberation, and Emerald team has the pick, and they pick Priscilla. So what are our thoughts? I mean, I thought it was a pretty easy pick to do.
This was kind of different just in terms of format, because now the winning team in deliberation is actually picking a team while they're there. And they only have 6 options to pick from, the 3 girls on each of the other teams. Obviously, they weren't going to go for Ashley and Amanda. I think it was either going to be Priscilla or Bettina, just 2 rookies at the bottom totem pole. I think they actually kind of leaned Priscilla because, like, they were actually intimidated by her because of, like, she actually had a brain. And I think they said it as, like, oh, we're going for her because she was the one who blew up the Vet Alliance, which I think is true. But I think it was more so the fact that, like, she blew it up because she actually has a brain, which nobody else on the show has. And that's why they were kind of afraid of her.
Yes. Mikey, I think we all did notice that. There were some chats going around, some rumors of a possible challenge win funding the site that you saw during deliberation from Ashley. But yeah, I don't really have anything to add on to Alex. I think they do actually see Priscilla as a bit of a threat. She's pretty well rounded. She's obviously won a physical elimination. People literally forget that. That was like 7 days ago, I suppose. Yeah, right? No? Didn't she?
Yeah.
I think so. And she's obviously proven she can play the political game. So I think they saw her as a threat, and the choice made sense.
She won, I believe, 14 days ago.
Can we?
She didn't win last week.
No, it was Bettina that won last week.
Oh yeah.
14.
I think it was 14 days ago. Can we confirm that Andy's mic is still on?
Hello.
Speak again. I think we lost him. I think we lost his audio. I don't know. I don't know.
God.
I mean, there he is. Magic Jack. Welcome back to the party.
Watch it. I mean, I think everything you guys have said has been spot on. I think Priscilla is a good competitor. Like, she's got big old balls, and I think she can back it up a little bit. I mean, she didn't tonight, but it took a two-time champ to take her out. So we'll get into that, but I do think Priscilla's a good competitor, and I think everyone recognizes that.
Mm-hmm. So let's go into the elimination now. And, another new format thrown at us is how Priscilla gets to pick. She gets to pick who goes against her in the elimination. She chooses Ashley. Overall, what are our thoughts on the person going in voting who they want? I like that. I think, that's a good twist to the game. And, that person shows kind of who they're targeting. And it's more of like a rivalry, I guess, if you want to say. So what do you guys think?
I like it. I thought it was a good twist. It gives the power to the people who get voted in. I think what's going to happen is at some point in time, and it's obviously not going to happen right now, but over the next couple episodes, people will start to, quote unquote, stab each other in the back and start to get shady and start making these moves. And when you implement something like this, you can directly call that person out and bring them to the elimination and take them on one-on-one. So it throws a huge wrinkle into the political game of everything on top of making for some damn good eliminations.
Mm-hmm. Adam, what'd you think?
Big fan of it. I was going to say the same thing that my boy McCord said, very duel-esque, which I think who won that? It was a pretty good guy that won that season, if I remember correctly. But no, I like it. I thought it was a very interesting twist. I was surprised, to be honest, of Priscilla choosing Ashley. I thought with the foreshadowing we saw earlier in the episode of Amanda, frontline worker during COVID, new mom, away from the FaceTime with the baby. Oh yeah, Andy, did you not hear? She's a mother, apparently.
Amanda's mom?
So I thought that was a dead giveaway that she was going into elimination and losing, kind of giving her that backstory. But no, I like the twist. I think I'm excited to see it in a couple more episodes here, at least.
While we just kind of talked about Amanda real quick, and I don't want to get into pot stirring, don't even know if this is a segment tonight, but did you guys see the video of Fezzi? And I think he was at CWB, I believe. I don't think anybody knows Clearwater Beach that well, but I think it was at one of those events, and or the Challenge Mania. I think you only had to pay like $750 this time to go. And Fezzi was grinding all over this girl, and there was like a video, and I guess Amanda just went off on it and like, stop tagging me in the video. I've seen it and all this stuff. And Alex, I know you're the who's that Javi?
I mean, fucking shocker that Fezzi and Amanda, they didn't last.
I mean,
that's got to be the only challenge relationship that hasn't lasted.
God. Come on. So I guess Fezzi now in the doghouse. What else is new? Andy, does this allow you to slide in now on Amanda? I know you're pretty big into Amanda.
No, freckle tits, no thank you. But let me just map out this timeline for you. We get on Stir the Pod this season, give our power rankings. I rank Fezzi dead last. Fezzi finds out about this, tries to plead his case to me, ends up looking like a baby back bitch, and now I own real estate in his head. Then Fezzi gets kicked off the challenge for being an idiot pea-brain, which I said he was. And then he comes out and gets exposed globally for being a scumbag. So is Fezzi my son? Did I just mentally put this kid in a box? I almost feel bad at this point. I might say, you know what, maybe I'll throw you a bone, put you ahead of Josh next season. But I mean, should I? You know what? I would like to take this time to publicly apologize to Amanda for just mentally dominating her now ex-boyfriend Fezzi. I would like to take this time and apologize.
So let me go this route with you. Do you feel bad that you screwed not just that, but Fezzi was going to become a dad? People forget that, a stepdad possibly. A father
You know
figure
what?
to Amanda's kid.
You know what? I'll also take this time to say you're welcome to the kid and you're
Oh,
welcome
come on.
to Amanda because I saved them both. I can't even tell you how many headaches in the future. I raised the red flag early on. Everything I said has come to fruition, and Fezzi's an idiot.
All right, well, let's get back on the rails. That was Andy's little Fezzi talk of the week. What else is new? And let's talk about the elimination. So the elimination, we had Priscilla versus Amanda. And overall, what did we think about this elimination? Did we like it? Did we hate it? Alex, initial thoughts.
I don't know. I wasn't mad about it. I was mad, or I didn't like the fact that it was another fucking do something and then do a puzzle, which we've seen a million times this season already. But in and of itself, the elimination, I kind of liked. Like I liked that it was endurance, like digging those tires out of the sand. Like clearly isn't a very hard thing to do. It's just a matter of how many times you have to do it and how effectively you can do it once you're tired after a few tires. And then obviously add in the puzzle after the fact. I didn't like the whole screaming, helping out Ashley thing of it. But overall, like I kind of like the elimination, and I think just performance-wise, good for Ashley. Like a veteran being called in, having to show, why she's a vet, why she's a champ, what those rings are paying for. Like she clocked in and did work, and good for her. Overall, I would say maybe not a B+ elimination, but a B.
Andy Adam, excuse me.
I mean, I agree. It was almost a little repetitive just because every elimination has been exactly that, where it's a combination of mental, physical, and a puzzle, which I don't hate. It's not the worst thing in the world, but just throw like something else, like throw in a halt brawl. You know what I mean? Like go in there and actually throw in one of the old school challenges. So I would like to see that at some point in time, but I did like that this was a 1v1 elimination because I think that's the most fair way to do it until, like Alex said, Ashley had the whole peanut gallery rooting for her and telling her the answers. So like it wasn't really Ashley who was solving the puzzle, it was CT who was solving the puzzle because Ashley just said it the first time, and obviously CT being the GOAT that he is has it locked away right away. So I hate that because it kind of gave me vibes of when Wes won the elimination for D of the order of the challenges. And
We'll bleep that out.
Absolutely not. I mean, just a cheater in and of himself. But it's just
It's talking about D.
well, I was talking about both.
Okay.
Two birds, one stone. So like that part kind of pissed me off a little bit, but what can you do? She's going to win anyways. Good for Ashley.
Adam, anything you want to touch on real quick?
I mean, I was going to say the same thing. Gave me shades of D versus Ashley. I didn't really like the elimination that much, to be honest, but it is what it is. Ashley played better, so she deserved the win. I'm happy she got the win.
Gotcha. So a vet comes in, picks up the dub. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of the end of the episode, right? Ashley kind of just dominates, and that is it. ...
But as somebody who watched the episode and watched it through to the end, you obviously know that she had the choice, Trevor, to pick which team she went back to. And so she chose to stay with her original team, mostly because of Amanda, probably a little bit because of CT and some of the guys that were on the team too, but I agreed with the choice. I don't know about you, Andy or Alex, but I thought it was a good choice.
Yeah, I mean, blue and green, blue and less blue are both very good teams, and there was no need for her to go green, less blue. So it was smart she stayed. The twist is really good. I like the twist a lot.
Alex, anything?
Yeah, no.
Finn, I want to see your theory too.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I agree with Andy. I mean, she kind of even gave a jab at the pink team. Like, of course, I'm not going to them. I think it was a smart choice. I mean, you have to like remember the fact that they've done one challenge with these teams, but it's almost like a half a challenge. Like you just got to know who your partners are. Now you're running up, half a mountain or whatever. Like stick with your team. You have fucking CT. You have CT. That's really all that matters. You have your best friend on that team. Don't shake things up. Start fresh next episode, next challenge. See if you guys can pull it out. They probably will. Who knows? But I think overall, smart choice by Ashley, and like we said, kind of just a good twist in general. And the producers, I think, are just again like I think they sat down in a room and said, the winner. What if we include the winning team? They can infiltrate the winning team this time. Like let's make that a thing. And they just said, "Yep, let's go for it. Let's make that a rule," and they did. I like it.
Yeah. So anything else with tonight's episode? Adam, any lasting remarks? Alex, Adam.
I'm ready for the segments. Blow me with some segments.
We're going segments.
Before we jump into the segments, I've just got a couple miscellaneous thoughts on the episode that I'd like to share. All right, so I'll go rapid fire. There's only 3 things that I want to touch upon that were just there were lines or conversations that were very smirk worthy for me, so I wanted to bring them up to all of you. So the first one was early on in the episode, before the challenge started, Tori was talking with CT, and she was losing it about, oh my God, what if we do this? What if we do that? Like, I don't even know. In confessional, she was talking about how it's so much anxiety and how like no one can deal with it. And CT's just sleeping. I mean, he's literally just in bed, hat over his eyes, just like, you know what? I don't give a shit what it is. No one does. But when it comes down to it, I know I'm going to dominate. That was number 1. Number 2 was a confessional from Badina. And she was talking about how when she was growing up, she came from a small town and she's always wanted bigger, better things. And I'll just let that one sink in with you guys in accordance with what she was mentioning. And then the last one was after down goes Big Logan, Big T said, I wasn't coming on the challenge to find someone, so it was a surprise. How many damn times have we heard that? Do we hear that like twice a season of like, you know what, I was just coming on here for the money. I wasn't coming on here to find a relationship. And it happens every fucking time. So it was just hilarious to think that people still think that if you get a bunch of like mid-20-year-olds together in a house together, that there's not going to be hooking up. So those are my thoughts from the episode. Thoughts?
Great takes, Andy. 1 golf clap.
Thank you.
All right. So let's dive right into some segments tonight. Alex, what do you got for us tonight?
First segment we got tonight is going to be This Day in Challenge History. It's going to be another trivia question. So now I'm trying to think about this. We got a 3-way contest. So I'm trying to think of the best way to ask the question and have you guys answer it. Who won last week? I think it was Trevor, right?
Yeah.
It was Cutthroat.
Trevor got it. He got it exactly. 3 for 3, I think.
Okay, so Trev,
right here.
Trev, you get to pick the order of who answers the question. So if I were you, I would go last.
And I don't want to answer tonight, and I don't think Andy should either. I think as a return, we should put Adam on the spot.
I ain't mad at that.
Okay.
All right, fuck. Here we
go. I'm also
game
game for Adam, Andy, Trev. just say.
I kind of like that. I think we just have Adam kind of talk out his whole thought process.
Okay.
It's a very straightforward question.
Okay.
All right. And it's only one today for This Day in Challenge History. So October 13th, This Day in Challenge History was episode 2 of Cutthroat. And Cara Maria actually won her very first elimination. Obviously, she went on to I think, still hold the record for most eliminations by a female. The question is simple. Who did she beat an elimination. Episode 2 of Cutthroat.
So here's my thought process. Cara Maria was on the gray team, I believe, because I think she made the final.
And
Right.
Adam, no looking at the chat.
Okay. I think she was on the gray team with like the Sarahs, Abes of the world. I could sound like a fucking idiot. I'm thinking of the intro to that season because it was a really good one. They walked out of the limos, a couple of the girls looking bad, the Jins of the world, Jin with 2 Ds, Melinda. Actually, I kind of want to go with Melinda just because that's the first name that came to my head because I think she was on the blue team, so that's obviously not gray. So I'll go with Melinda.
Okay. That
Not even
is
close?
no. It's close, but it's not right.
Okay.
Trev, Andy, you guys want to help in?
Yeah, go ahead.
The thought process was very sound.
Who did Adam go with?
Melinda.
Because
Duffy knows it.
Melinda got
Boogie
eliminated.
obviously knows it.
I actually think it was a blonde chick. That was the first thing that popped into my head. So when you said Melinda, I liked where your head was at.
It is a blonde chick.
Was Mandy on that season?
It was Mandy.
Wow. Nailed it.
I wish.
Cara Maria's first win against Mandy.
Duffy, we'll
Love
give
it.
you half credit. I'm sure you knew it.
Trev frozen.
All right. Next segment we got tonight. What do we got?
We got next segment. We got pot stirring. Trev, you want to pull that link up?
I'm trying to right now, but it's not loading. So that's what I've been trying to do for the past 5 minutes. That's why I've really not been paying attention to anything that's been said. That website, the US Magazine, has so many cookies or whatever you want to call them.
Well,
But
that's one of Alex's spoiler websites. He's on there every fucking day.
So let me just go this route with us and see what we got. So I'm on Twitter trying to figure this out, trying to find something. Should I use this one, Alex?
Try any of them. Basically, what we're doing for the listeners is doing pots. I can't see their names. That's the thing. Pot stirring.
Sorry,
where we talk about the biggest challenge news that's going on, and we actually had a big challenge story just this morning with the announcement of All Stars 2. And so what we're going to do is a very, very quick one by one of the cast. I'm just scrolling through, look at their pictures, look at their names, and talk about kind of who we got on the second season of the spinoff here. And I think Trev's got a bad faulty link over there.
Alex, I hope auto skips are in play for this one by one, right?
Oh, yeah, because I was looking earlier, and we're going to get into this, but there was at least 5 different people that I had no idea who they were at all.
I mean, looking at this list right here, can we see better here? I have no idea who some of these people are.
That's
okay.
Jasmine.
No shit. I'm talking about – Kahada looks good. I'm all in.
That's not the See, I kind of like with the no names.
Oh, God.
Let's stick on this one.
First row.
All right.
I don't know who that first person is.
No clue.
I have no idea.
No.
Jasmine.
That's Jasmine. I think she has a couple kids, so it makes
Puzzle
sense.
Queen.
I mean,
Property.
Paul Bunyan over here. I mean, Brad just looks bananas.
I ain't mad at that.
Do you know who that is? I know who that is.
Of course.
Oh, that's Casey.
Yep.
Bananas.
No. God, she needs to win another challenge.
All right, so we got Kahada.
She was the OG. People forget.
Kahada looks good. Fake Kellyanne.
I don't know who that is at all.
That's Melinda.
Melinda looks good.
Shush.
That's Kendall.
She was good last season.
She did really good last season. Everybody hated her.
I don't
Where's
hate this.
Rel?
Is this cast better than Spies Lies Allies?
People honestly forget All Stars 1 was better than Double Agents, which was out at the exact same time. I'll die on that hill. Chat, what do you think? Fake Darrell. No, that's Letarian. He won a couple eliminations in All Stars 1.
Yeah, he was fine. He's a guy.
He
got Katie.
I do not like Katie.
She was fine. John A.
Wow.
Adam, didn't John A. got like second or third last season amongst
I think she got second overall. Like,
yeah, and she was the first girl. Yeah.
Yeah, unrelated to gender. Good for her.
Does anybody remember who got first last season?
I mean, you're setting me up for an egg on. Yes.
Yes.
You know who won, and it
Who
was
won it?
yes.
Wait, Adam, who won?
Yeah, yes.
No, who won?
Do you know who won?
I'm dying.
All right. Do you guys remember Janelle on the left here?
Yes.
Key West, right?
Yeah, she was Key West. Did she ever do a challenge? I only remember her from Key West.
That's Jody. She won the duel.
Yeah,
Who else
she was
won the duel?
first to win the duel.
The GOAT. West, baby. There's Derek. Oh, and
Derek and Rob. I mean,
So we got
Couple of
Derek
Dereks.
from Cancun, and then we got Derek from that one little podcast or whatever. And like what we're doing right here now, previewing the cast, you could probably do on their little thing for $300 a month or something. This can't be a whole cast, though, is it?
no, I'm going to H2.
Okay.
oh, come on.
All right.
I
Who
see
else
more
we got?
who's.
Sorry, I can't see because it's on my screen. Who is this?
God.
That's MJ, right? He's
Yeah,
a
that's
champ. He
MJ.
won Gauntlet 2, I believe. Nehemiah's
cool. He's a champ, too.
Nehemiah looks like he's in good shape.
Wait a minute. That's not. Hold on. It's glitching out over here. Also, I'm checking the chat. We totally disrespected a former champ.
Yeah, I didn't know she was even on a challenge.
Whoops. she won. She literally won. Sorry about that. Thanks for checking us. That's Tyler.
I've
Wow.
always been on record as saying Tyler is one of the more underrated challengers of not this generation, but the last generation. He won 2 challenges in a row. Very rare thing to do. I think Tyler's
Wait,
underrated.
You said that's Tyler or Francis?
He kind of
Tyler.
looks like a Tom from Succession. If anybody watches that show or might have like an HBO login, they could send me.
Hey, no free ads in here.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Casella's back?
Who is that?
I have no idea.
Who is above her?
You know how they bring in people from other shows now? I think they brought some people in from Orange is the New Black.
Is that Tina?
Oh, are you going up here?
The girl above is Tina, yeah.
Ooh,
Tina
I ain't mad at that.
Who is this guy in the middle?
I think
He's
he's
giving me
something.
Aquaman vibes, and not Vinny Chase.
Oh, that dude's back. That dude sucked.
Yeah, I know that Preston looking guy is Tech. I think is his name.
Jesus. All right, so that's your cast.
This is All Stars 2.
No, it's Fresh Meat 3.
We'll get it.
So yeah, that is the cast of All Stars.
This cast is kind of awesome.
I'm telling you, I know you guys shit on me for it, but that season was actually good. It was 60 minutes, but no commercials. So it's basically an hour and a half. But no, they didn't censor the swear words, which was great.
Wait,
And
do you have a Paramount Plus account?
yeah, I do. Until it gets taken away.
Yeah,
I'll totally pay for it.
because I like Adam also watched the last season of All Stars, and I thought it was pretty good. I'm trying to think of the main things that I liked about it. I would say similar to Adam. Also, like you could tell that basically everybody there is almost 35 or older and just desperate for money, just like literally clinging to any chance that they can get to get the money. And I think you ended up having almost, at least season one, half the people run the final, like just because the way it was formatted, it was a shorter season, so they did like a few eliminations and then got right to the final. And so clearly everybody just desperate for money.
Let me go this route with you. Then why would you only give them? There's only one winner then. Like if they're going for money, let's be realistic. Half these people aren't going to win. Like if it was like top 3, top 4, or whatever, then there's a chance. But with one winner, that's it.
Yeah, that part.
Like if you're like some of these people, why are you even going on the show?
Well, everyone
John
there
A got second. John A was right there.
Yeah, people were big
Sounds
mad.
right there.
People were big mad that John A didn't get any money.
She's also the puzzle queen.
Yeah, so I think it comes on November 11th. I think was the date, 11/11. So yeah, I don't know.
Let us know in the chat if you guys want us to recap. I think we thought about it and then we were just like, I'm out. But we might do like an episode 1 through 3 recap. Episodes
a real
6.
quick question. One of the things that came to mind was, didn't they say that this spinoff? Find it real quick. Didn't they say that it was filmed in Croatia?
Mercenaries?
Modric?
Do we think that's part of why CT is calling in, or TJ is calling in to the duration? Because he's hosting a whole nother season on the side? They're both in Croatia. I don't think anybody overlaps, do they? Anissa's not on this season. She's gone.
Wait, Anissa was an all-star last year?
Yes.
Yeah, so is Jimmy. They screwed it up.
Okay. So very Champs vs. Pros-esque. Like, they had to loosen the term of what a champ was. These all-stars. Yeah, okay.
And then Bananas brought that
the word
one kid.
all-star.
Did Bananas bring a kid to help him become a team? All right. MVP, LVP time. Chat, give us the order.
Three
we got
names.
Trevor, we got Adam.
4 names.
What?
4 names this time.
I know. We got Trev, we got Andy, we got Alex, we got me, those. So make sure.
Thank you, Jesse.
So I got a question while we're waiting for the votes to come in. It's kind of actually another induction for Adam to be able to participate in MVP, LVP. So I heard whisperings of Adam coming back to the pod tonight. And so I looked it up. I looked up when the last time he was on, who his last MVP, LVPs were. And the question that Adam has to answer right now is, the last time Adam was on for an episode that had MVP and LVPs was War of the Worlds 1, episode 3. And I want to know who his MVP and LVP were. I looked it up.
Well, I'm assuming my MVP was Wes, because that's a very me-esque pick, and he killed that season. And I think that was the episode he won the elimination against Zach, right? Maybe.
I also assumed you were going to guess Wes, and that's correct.
Okay, and then LVP, I don't even know what I would guess. Is it a human?
It's a human that you probably forget. Literally.
Shailene?
Yes.
Is it?
Oh, no way.
Who? She was awful.
Rigged.
Who else saw those two texting beforehand?
I actually was. Well, we'll get into that. I was thinking about her earlier. Never mind.
What?
Never
All right,
mind.
Trev, what's the order?
The first one we got was Adam, Alex, Andy, Trev from Jesse Adams. And then Finn and Ryan McCord gave the exact same answer of Adam, Trev, Alex, and Andy. But I think we got to go with Jesse Adams being first, unless you guys have any stuff to say about that.
Blow me.
Nope.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm up with just MVP, right? And then we'll snake it. Hopefully, don't get lost in the snake. It's been a while since I've done this, so I can't promise I won't get lost. But my MVP tonight is going to be Devin. So Devin was the winner of the daily challenge. Not only did his team win, but I would say he was probably the MVP of his team in that daily challenge. He kind of had the creative idea to push the little cart down so everyone could do whatever they had to do with the rocks and shit. So good win there. Also, he was kind of very clearly the political leader on his team with Deliberation. So I think he's set up well now with his alliance. He's on a very good team, well-rounded team, both physically and politically. Ashley would have been an easy answer too. Maybe one of you guys will pick up Ashley later, but I just wanted to give credit to Devin. So I'm giving my MVP to Devin.
Good pick. Good pick. So then we got Alex up.
I'm going MVP Adam.
Adam from the show? Which
Adam,
This guy.
Adam from BMFE/STP. Not many chances that he can rack up. Well, I think he has racked up some.
I've already got a couple.
But not many chances that he can rack up an MVP. So I think tonight he definitely earns it. The whisperings were going around and he showed up. So other good options from the show itself, but I'm going MVP episode 10, Adam.
good pick. Was going to be my pick, but.
Well, I remember I tried to give him an MVP way back with the Fezzi cameo, and you guys kind of shot me down. So
Thanks, chat. Appreciate it. Much love.
I give him MVP tonight.
Andy, MVP, who you got?
My MVP tonight is going to be Nelly T. I mean, people forget he was the first one done with the last and only, as of right now, solo challenge. So he is batting 1,000 from that aspect. He finished first. He was able to say, "Hey, Corey, we should split up." I think that was probably a good move, and he ends up with one of, if not the best team moving forward, with CT, the GOAT, Ed from the Circle, and 3 bad girls. So Nelly had a great episode for today, and I think he's set up moving forward.
Yeah, great pick. My MVP tonight is got to be the vet that came in to elimination and picking up the dub, and it's Ashley. And I think Ashley, obviously you guys know, I'm not a huge Ashley fan. I think she comes with a lot of heat on her. She gets thrown in. I think every year I kind of bring up how she's kind of like the first one out. People forget she was eliminated twice last year. And she kind of shut me up this week, coming in, grabbing the elimination, grabbing the dub, and kind of putting a statement to the house saying she's not here to mess around and she's all in. So I got to go with Ashley for my MVP tonight. Good.
Good pick.
My LVP tonight, and I don't know if this is breaking the rules of an LVP, but this person did not make an appearance in tonight's episode at all, but it was more of the week that he contributed in, and it's got to be Fezzi. I mean, one of the worst weeks possible. I mean, first off, going to Clearwater for Challenge Mania, ultimate L automatically. We can just chalk that up as an L. Who knows? They probably flew like Allegiant too, like such a cheap bum, University of Tennessee, piece of shit. Then he goes to this bar and he's like in a full relationship with a girl that's very popular on the internet. Like I don't know how many followers Amanda has, but if one thing comes out, obviously enough people follow, then that can be said. starts grinding on a girl, very Urban Meyer-esque. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, gets caught. I hate to say it, but do I have to give an honorable mention MVP to Andy for literally breaking his soul? Like, it is bad now to the point. So, suicide watch, whatever, watch on Fezzy because he's a bum. So, LVP, Fez.
Hell of a pick, Trev. I mean, I never would have included him in my LVP discussion, but that was a great pick. I will never be mad at that pick.
And I got to keep the tally going for a little prop bets. So,
God. All right. So my LVP for tonight is not going to be a person.
oh God,
It's going to be a group of people known as the Pink Team.
come on.
Not the Emerald team, though.
No.
The Ruby team or the Beige team or the Mauve team.
Yeah, give me the Pink Team. I mean, that is, and I said it when we did our little 1x1. It is the worst trio of girls and the worst trio of guys together. They've already lost one person. I mean, that's just the team that is going to continue to get beat down into the ground. I don't think there's a chance in hell that they win a daily and become like the little power team or whatever. So they are literally just sitting ducks at this point, and it's funny to watch. It really is. But they're my LVP for tonight.
Good pick.
Good pick.
Alex, who you got?
Am I up? I'm up, right?
Yeah, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a good pick. I think for my LVP tonight, I don't know this person's name, but I will look it up before I write it down. And I don't feel that bad about it because I know we've gone for this area before. But I'm gonna go. My LVP is gonna be Amanda's son. And I know we've gone for the kids before, not that often, but we have done it before. I feel bad. I feel bad for the little boy. It was nothing that he did. It was just a matter of one, you have stepdad Fezzy, like Trevor already said, kind of earning the LVP. And then you also have like why is Amanda not there? Does Amanda really think she's going to win the challenge? She's not going to win the challenge. Like, go home, be with your kid. I think like if it'd be one thing if it was like CT's kid. CT can win, or even like Ashley, like you can win. Amanda's not going to win. She has no shot. You got the stepdad figure that kind of went away now. So just overall, feel bad for the kid. Wants his mom home. I'm going, and he might end up on a 10 seasons from now. Actually, no, 20 seasons from now, he might be on the next generation season of the challenge. Who knows? We'll get into that in the off season. But I'm gonna go LVP Amanda's kid.
I love that pick. And let me throw something else out there.
Uh-oh.
So we obviously saw that kid. So it looked like he was roughly anywhere between like 5 months old and 7 months old. It was definitely like a kid, like a baby. So
Well, no shit.
It's definitely a kid.
But you never know. I've seen I think there was that one kid like Hawk, like his first birthday. I mean, he kind of grew up pretty fast. So
oh, shit. All right, so let's say he's 6 months. He's half a year. Congrats. So if Amanda is gone for, I'll say 1 month. I'm pretty sure the filming of the challenge lasts longer if you go all the way. But like Alex said, there's no way in hell she's going all the way. So let's say that kid is 6 months old and Amanda spends a month away from him on the challenge. She has spent about 20% of the less than 20% of the kid's life away from him on a reality TV show that there is about a 5% chance that she wins. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that's where it really becomes like, I mean, what the hell are you doing? So I love the pick. I just wanted to throw that little stat out there.
no, absolutely. And I think one other thing before Adam can give the last LVP of tonight is, I think the question we got to be asking ourselves about the whole thing is, with Amanda's kid, is who's paying for this shit? Like, where is the kid staying and stuff? I mean, like, it's not like he's at like daddy day camp or something. Like, I mean, who's paying for this shit? She's a nurse, a stay-at-home, alone mom, a single mom. Like, I don't know. I just think that has to be brought up too.
So just put it on record, chat. Andy, Trev, Alex are all anti-kid. Just want that out there. Adam, very pro-kid on this podcast, just if we're keeping tallies.
But thank God, like, never mind. That's never mind.
Watch it.
Surely you don't live near kids or anything.
God, I can hear them. All right, my LVP. I am going to go with somebody on this actual season, somebody that was in the episode tonight. So, pat on the back for myself. My LVP tonight is going to be Emmy. So, Emmy is still on this season. Yep. Emmy, the reason I'm giving her my LVP is because, one, this is back-to-back episodes where she's had very, very little screen time, very few confessionals. Secondly, with the whole TJ ... she's no longer paired up with the GOAT CT. I think we all kind of saw them coasting to a final together, very Amber B-esque. CT kind of bringing her along for another W. She doesn't have that safety blanket of CT anymore. And lastly, and most importantly, I don't know if you guys saw this. Chat, you're going to want to get out your phones to Google this, but some actually very, very important breaking news came out from Demi Lovato's camp this week. So, yeah, no, real serious shit. If you guys haven't heard of this yet, I really want you to look into it. So Demi Lovato actually is saying that the term alien is insensitive to extraterrestrial life forms. And as we all know, Emmy has a very, hit single titled Alien. So cancel culture probably going to come for her soon. She's getting my LVP. We cannot stand for that type of insensitivity on the challenge. I'm just not here for it. You know what I mean? So Emmy's getting the LVP from me tonight. Maybe for the whole season, we'll see, but definitely for tonight.
Great pick.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, can't have it.
It's a very good pick.
All right, I can't keep it going. I was just trying to.
That was really good.
All right. Before we wrap this up, I do want to say thank you to Adam Meadows for joining us tonight. Back from the dead, one of the OGs. Chat, blow him up on Twitter, whatever. The YouTube chat. Obviously, he always pops his head in. We'd love to have him back full time. But there's no chance of that happening. So,
Dumb.
Any remarks you want to say before we sign off, Adam?
It's been fun. It's been a good season. Halfway point. You do not want to go home now. It's been a pleasure.
Wow. Well, with that being said, thank you guys for listening to a brand new Stir the Pod podcast show. I've been your host, Trevor. You can follow us on Twitter at Stir the Pod. You can also follow us now on Instagram at Stir_the_pod. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Shout out Duffy. Bye-bye.